Alright, what's up everybody? So, welcome to the video. As you can see, there's no theme to the screen. It's just the chart, or my monitor and the camera. I've literally been sitting here for like 2 hours trying to make this work with the computer and everything. So I finally decided to change computer, so now I'm on my Mac. I have no second monitor because when plugging in the other monitor, my internet seems to fall out. So a lot of heartache on this end here with the technology, but hopefully you will enjoy the video. There's not very good lighting here, so let's get started. I'm gonna go over a few things here on the chart. I'm gonna show you the trade that I am currently involved with. It's on the pound yen. I took it about 2 hours ago, right here. You can see if I check out to the, let's just go to the daily chart. You can see where we're at right here, right at the candlestick here, this guy right here. As you can see, boom. If I draw the larger candlestick here from the daily, so we're inside that. We're extremely overbought here on the daily, on the RSI. On the 1 hour, we're getting the wedge pattern here into the structure area. So I managed to get involved here with a decent risk to reward, like so. Actually a pretty good one. This is not quite accurate. I will be shooting for targets down in here. Still about a 4-to-1 risk to reward. Since I've been involved, we've been respecting the channel here, and hopefully we're gonna break out. Now I want to show you guys the conservative way to trade this wedge pattern here. Now the reason I got involved here at the tops was simply to get this risk to reward. I need a 2-to-1 risk to reward, so I got a better than 2-to-1 risk to reward. The conservative way, and I would recommend actually this way for anyone who's not that aggressive trading the markets. The conservative way is to wait for the break here, wait for the pullback, and then short it. Right? So it depends on you how you guys get involved here. I knew that if I was gonna wait for the break here and the pullback, I probably wasn't gonna get the risk reward I needed. The ATR on the pound yen is quite high, so about 44 pips. So this way I can maintain a nice risk to reward, and hopefully we're gonna break to the downside here and continue a little lower. So this is if I get this trade to targets, I'm gonna be very pleased, because I not only have recovered the losses I've gotten on November, I would actually be in a decent shape in this, about halfway into the month here. So another trade I took last week was on the pound yen. Let's check out the pound yen here. as you can see right here, I got involved here on these tops. Sorry, I did exit the trade before the weekend, just because we had some news coming out over the weekend here on the yen, and I didn't want to be involved in that, which was a good thing. As you can see, the market over the Asia session decided to break above, and I'm very pleased. I got out of the market with about, I think, almost a break even, about 4 pips in plus or something. So that was pretty nice. I did maintain my rules by not trading the open here. I gotta admit, I was a little, what's the word? I forget the word, but I wanted to short the open here, since I was expecting a larger gap in the open over the weekend. When it didn't happen, I actually wanted to short it, but I maintained my discipline and my rules, and fortunately for me, that paid out. So what's next on the pound or on the dollar yen here? We can check out to the higher time frames here. I do believe that we are going to we'll be going into some sort of pullback around this area here. We did break the X leg, as you can see right here, on this large bat pattern. I'm not quite sure if for those of you that got involved with this larger bat pattern, if you are out of it. I don't believe so. We can actually check it out here real quick. So I would consider this a 4-hour or a daily pattern. So if let's get rid of this guy right here. Let's drag it out to right here. So you would enter about right here, and the ATR is quite large, 150. So 150 above the X, that would be about 220. Something like this. So if you guys are involved in this pattern right here on the daily, you are still involved. The X is not invalid on the daily here. I'm not expecting a strong push to the downside today, simply because it's late in the day. We're probably gonna slow down here, at least until the Asia session starts. So, but it's still valid. You can still get to targets. If you're involved in this, don't panic and exit. It's personally, I would rather take the loss if you're involved in the first place. So you should be taking the loss if you entered this in the first place. Another pattern here is a Gartley pattern, a larger Gartley pattern, which is getting to entries, I believe, a little higher. So we have another large Gartley pattern here. Boom, 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 right here. Let's color that BH white. And this, if we get another push to the upside here, this is going to be an interesting level to short the market. If we're gonna keep going up without taking a breather here, without getting some kind of pullback, this would be a very interesting level to short the pound yen. I'm sorry, the dollar yen. I think that this is a good level to short it, and I would actually, I'm gonna be noticing and let's just move this line here a little more, and trying to get involved here somewhere in this area right here. Looking left here, you can see that we have different areas, but this guy right here, even a little higher than the Garley, would be pretty interesting. So let's just drag it to the entry, something like this. Somewhere in here I will be trying to short the market if we just continue higher. I'm not going to short the Gartley per se on the daily here. It's just way too big for me, but yeah, pretty interesting to see what's going to happen right here. Another interesting thing on the dollar yen is this wick right here, this insane rejection. Yeah, I mean, it's just pretty interesting. There's someone or something inside of here that is protecting this area right here between, what's it, 105 and 101 level. So we can see it on the lower time frames here, and you can see how is this the 11th. And you can see how structure works in here. This, if you take a look at, if you go back a few videos, I actually drew this line, this purple line here, some time ago, and you can see, I'm not gonna brag, but I was exactly right to the pip here, almost. But that really doesn't matter because I didn't get involved here, so it makes absolutely no sense to brag about something that you didn't get involved with. So it doesn't really matter. You can see right here on the bat, on this large bat pattern, which we were discussing here, that we did get the initial pulp or the initial drop here. We did get a hold. We can call it a hold here. So the market did come up to the bat here and started ranging here a bit. So, and for some that are pretty smart, you can see that we do have a flag pattern in here of some kind. So this would pretty much be the definition. A strong pull to the upside in this case, a ranging market, and a strong pull to the upside once more. So if you got involved with that in the flag here, kudos on that. Nothing. I was going over the market yesterday. I was gonna make a video yesterday, but I didn't really. There wasn't that much going on, and still isn't. I do think I talked about this level here a few weeks ago, this green area right here. I do think a long here is an option, and you can hide your stops below here, below this guy right here. So as you can see, we've been in a extremely strong move to the downside. I think it's and it's just gonna be a matter of time before we're gonna get the pullback here. So this is definitely an opportunity for a long here. I wouldn't go long right now. I would want to wait for some kind of rejection from the market, another test to the downside and a rejection, a pin bar, a double bottom here, something like this, and you can buy it up. You can wait for wait for the double bottom, you can wait for the break, you can wait for the second pullback right into structure right here. Boom, buy it up right here. That would be the conservative way of doing this. But I definitely think we could be getting higher here on the euro dollar and on the New Zealand dollar as well. The problem with the New Zealand dollar is I do think we could go a little lower here until the C lag right here, as you can see on the cipher pattern. I would rather go hide my stops below this point than the point you just saw, but you could be going long here on the 1 hour due to this double bottom right here. Here you can see the double bottom. You could hide your stops below this double bottom. This is kind of like the rejection I was talking about on the euro dollar. You can see that we did get the double bottom here. We haven't gone and closed above the double bottom, so you might want to wait for the push to the upside, but note that you're not gonna get the same risk reward as like you if you're gonna take the trade right now. So I'm not gonna be placing a trade on the euro or the New Zealand just yet. It's kind of interesting though how this candle is gonna close. That could be pretty interesting right here. I do want to see if we're gonna push a little lower here and get rejected and not close below this wick right here. We're definitely gonna get the divergence here. Boom. So I would rather take the long on the New Zealand than on the euro right now. 18, 30, 48. So it's 54. And you could shoot for targets up in here. Even the highs right here, just to get your 2 to 1. This target setting doesn't really make sense to me. I would actually take this right here. Makes more sense. You can see the structure right here, but the market could definitely push a little higher here, and you could get your 2 to 1 if that's what you're looking for. But we'll wait and see. I do definitely think that we could get some kind of pullback in here, and if not I'm not talking about necessarily a turnaround here, a shift in trend, but you can take a look at this right here. The market is gonna relieve and set in some kind of pullback. So if you're looking for targets, this would actually be my first target. Of course, the risk to reward doesn't make sense here, but if you're using the double bottom as, so it's 30, you get 1-1. You would get 1 to 1 here, and you could maybe take half off, and this would be extended targets. So you could have 2 targets or just this one. Just depends on what you do, what you trade, how your rules are. If you just need 1 to 1, you could enter right now, and you would get that risk reward. So yeah, I don't think there was much else. We are on the Aussie dollar here. This one is quite interesting as well. We've been ranging here. We can even take the low point right here. So if we get a break here to the downside, this could be a potential short. I would wait for the break and wait for the pullback and then short it. I think we could break either way. So, but I guess there's not a lot of room, I think. Yeah, I think we could, if we're gonna break to the downside, I would take targets right here. Boom. At 74.65. I think that's a nice target. But then it's just a matter of making your risk reward work out. You're probably not gonna achieve it right now, so you might want to wait for a second push here, see if we're gonna keep channeling this, and then put your stops above these highs right here, and then short it. That could be a possibility as well. So regardless, keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Don't just go shorting everything and going long on every pair or the pairs I talk about here just because. Make it make sense. In final, I want to show you guys this channel I made. It's called Motivational Cliches. It's just me talking about some quotes and what they mean to me and what they, yeah, I guess the right thing is to say what they mean to me, and I try to explain them and in like plain English. Not very good English, but yeah. So if you wanna take a look at the channel, it's called Motivational Cliches. You can hit me with a subscribe if you want to. I would really appreciate it. Take a listen to what the channel has to offer. So, but yeah, that's about it for today. I'm gonna be back this week, and we're gonna see how this, especially how this pound yen trade's gonna work out for me. Hopefully, we're gonna get a push to the downside here, and I'm gonna achieve my targets. That would be pretty awesome. But yeah, we'll wait and see. That's the only thing we can do. So, till next time, guys.